expected is you will be giving an answer like this. A mentor is one who is a gifted teacher or a trusted guide, who is an inspiration to others, who is a support system for the students and peers, and who is considered as a role model. So Dr. Madhuri has given an answer, a mentor who shares his or shares their knowledge. Very good. So if you start to give explanation for a mentor or give the meaning for a mentor, it bypasses various qualities of a person. So his experience and guidance is also a part of a mentorship. So just we will see what is mentoring. We saw who is a mentor. Now we will see what is mentoring. Bozeman and Feeney have defined mentoring as the transmission of knowledge, as Dr. Madhuri has told that knowledge, a mentor who shares their knowledge, experience and guidance, who transmits knowledge, social capital and the psychological support that is related to his work. While Johnson described mentoring as a complex activity which requires a skill of a teacher, counselor, friend, role model, guide, sponsor, a coach, resource and a colleague. So as a mentor, you have to perform all these types of duties. And Leah described mentoring as an activity which is lasting transformational impact, which gives a lasting transformational impact, which differs from teaching, coaching, counseling, supporting and protecting. So this is what we need as a mentor. We need to imbibe a lasting transformation in the minds of our wards or students. So it should be there for a permanent time period. So it should make them transform from an ordinary person to a special person. So we move to mentoring in higher education. Why it is considered very essential? Because it is the role of a mentor which is very critical. This is where we shape the students and make them select the path in their career. If they select the right path in their career, the success rate will be more higher and they can have a good and prosperous life. So the role of a mentor is to keep the prodigy on the right path to success. So every prodigy needs to be diverted into a right path. So it is the role of the mentor to do this particular activity. We can measure the success of a mentor from the percentage of achievement of this goal. This is what is being said. Their success is the faculty member's goal. It is the ultimate attainment every faculty needs. His mentee or the prodigy needs to be set up in a right career path. The mentor, whether a faculty member or a student, is key in helping the prodigy transition, adjust them and thrive in their or this environment. So we should transform our prodigy or the mentee so that they have a transition from their current position to a better position. They adjust to the environment and cope up with the environment. The mentoring in higher education is very important because it raises the student's achievement, lowers the attrition, reduces the stress, and makes it more likely the students will be satisfied with their career choices which they have selected. As previously told, a mentor has various qualities. Like people, if you ask people, they say a leader is a mentor, a coach is a mentor, a role model or a supervisor. But every other word they apart from mentor has a different meaning. They have a different focus. They have a different characteristics, and they also differ from the other people. So first we will take the role of a leader. A leader will direct people and he will form a vision for his group. His characteristics are inspiring, motivating, and directing the subordinates. So he is more task or goal oriented with its team or with his team or the organizational outcome. So the mindset of a leader is towards the goals of the organization, for which he will guide a team and achieve the goals of the organization. Now we will move to a coach. A coach's primary focus is to increase the performance or performance enhancement. So he always talks about or he always thinks about performance enhancement of his team or a group. So he has specific goals. He builds skill for his team or group, and he gives structured and constructive feedback so that the team or the group enhance their performance. And he also works on a time bound basis, and also he measures the performance with the needed performance, actual performance with the standard. So this mindset, he is just focused on performance enhancement. And you call some person as an icon. So they are more or less they are passive. They don't have a direct interaction with the prodigy or the mentee. They just serve as a symbol of aspiration. They are just an example from which we have to learn ourselves and we have to transform ourselves. They don't engage in transforming in a direct manner. So their characteristics are they are charismatic, very attractive, they are well admired by their followers, and they are often distant. As I told you, they are not nearby for guiding us throughout our progress. They just lend their symbol or the charisma for us to follow them. The main difference is they have less personal interaction and their influence is just symbolic. They don't guide us on our every aspect. Then we have a character called as a role model. So he sets a behavioral standard. If you ask any person who is your role model, so they'll give an example. So they just set a standard for the behavior. They lead by example, integrity, and values. So if you name a person, why you follow or why you take them as a role model, they will say they are very straightforward. They are not cunning. They have a great integrity. They follow certain values. So the role models serve as an icon. Also, they indirectly they influences. They don't travel with us. So we just observe the role model. The main difference is the observational learning than rather than direct guidance. The observational learning is that we just follow them. We just copy all their actions and we will try to replicate those actions, and we will move to a character called as a supervisor. Supervisor is also superior to us. We also follow them, their orders, but their focus is on overseeing the activities. Whatever the subordinates do, in case of any correction is needed, what they do is they make the corrections or they suggest the corrections to be done, and the subordinates they will engage in their work. And their work pattern is that of an evaluation. That's all. They just evaluate, they make the necessary corrections. If there is any deviation, they find out the deviation and set right the deviation. So their characteristics are they are the authoritative figure. They are the figure of authority. Since they are the superiors, they reign the authority among their subordinates. They delegate their task. They receive a work, they delegate the work, and the final result is the work done. And they constantly engage in performance review and they give some constructive suggestions. So this type of relationship is an hierarchical relationship with formal authority, which the subordinates cannot overrule or they cannot challenge or they cannot have any question on their authority. Next, you have a character called as a guide. So the guide is a director and he orients us, he directs us and he orients us on a particular specific task or a project. He provides steps, shows the way and shares his experience so that the scholars or the followers will make their steps in the path of the guide and succeed. He just focuses on navigation and not on developmental support or deep developmental support. He sets a path and asks the followers to follow in that path so that they succeed. And finally, we come to the character called as a mentor. A mentor concentrates on the holistic growth or the comprehensive development of the followers, whom we call them as a prodigy or a mentee. So he provides a long-term support. He guides constantly and regularly, and this relationship is based on trust. We entirely believe our mentor, and the mentor entirely believes on our skills. And he focuses on overall growth, not just performance or the output. As a leader or a coach or an icon or a role model or a supervisor, they concentrate on performance and output, but a mentor goes for a comprehensive development of his ward. Now we'll see a few examples. If you define a leader, a person who guides, influences, directs a group towards achieving a common goal, his characteristic traits are: he is a visionary, he is an influential decision maker, he is responsible, and he is very strategic in his approach. And the objective of a leader is to lead and achieve collective success. As I told you earlier, he concentrates on the outcome of the entire organization or the goal of the organization. His primary motive is to achieve the goal, for which he will be guiding his subordinates. And his approach is a very direct approach, and he directs the subordinates and motivates them and finally achieves the goal. You can take example of the modern India example. You can take our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He is being talked about in the social media for his leadership quality. So making India lead in the global scenario and having a global presence. In ancient texts, we can take Lord Krishna as a leader who has guided the Pandavas through the victory through his strategic leadership. Now we take the example of an icon. Icon is defined as a person who represents a significant ideal and quality, inspiring people through their achievements. First, the icon needs to be an achiever. Only the achievers will have followers. So he has to have some achievements through which indirectly he inspires people. He acts as a symbol of aspiration, which is larger than life, and people start to follow them. So he inspires and becomes a symbol of excellence. For example, you can take our past president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was a symbol of scientific excellence and a visionary leadership. So we deem him to be an icon. We follow him and we try to mimic him on the activities and the ethical practices he has conducted during his life. And in the ancient examples, you can take Lord Rama from Ramayana, the icon of righteousness, truth, and ideal kingship. And we move to role model. A person admired and imitated for their exemplary qualities, behavior, or success. We deem them to be a role model. Their traits are: they are admirable, they are relatable, they are consistent, and morally sound. They set a positive example to follow. They demonstrate values and achievements worth emulating, which we try to mimic or which we try to practice. You can take the example of the cricketer MS Dhoni. He has inspired thousands of sports persons through his dedications and achievements in cricket and the quality of his behavior, his standards. In the ancient text, we can take example of Arjuna, known to be for his dedication, valor, and sense of duty in carrying out this duty. He can be deemed as a role model. Finally, we come to our area called as mentor, the area of today's discussion. A person who provides guidance, advice, support to help someone develop and grow personally. So he takes a comprehensive role. He takes as the role of a teacher. He takes the role of a leader. He also an icon, a role model, a supervisor. He does everything so that his ward, the mentee or the prodigy, have a transformation. They play a role of supportive role. They are knowledgeable, they are patient, and they are communicative. They nurture and guide individual growth and development. They provide one-on-one guidance and advice. The modern day example, you can take Ratan Tata, who has mentored numerous young entrepreneurs and business leaders. Ancient example, you can take Dronacharya from Mahabharata, who has mentored Pandavas and Kauravas in training them in archery and warfare, being with them throughout their entire life. So now we move to the action part, building a strong mentor-mentee relationship. So this needs basic three characteristics. First thing, you need to have a clear expectation. The mentee needs to have a clear expectation from the mentor, and the mentor also needs to have a clear expectation from the mentee. They need to discuss their roles, their responsibilities, and the goals need to align with the mentorship relationship right from the beginning. So this needs to be there as the first quality or first requirement for building a strong mentor-mentee relationship. The second one is communication. They should have regular communication and they should practice active listening. Apart from the mentee being an active listener, the mentor also needs to be an active listener, which we'll see in the upcoming slides, and provide constructive feedback for effective dialogue between them. The third one is that they need to have a cozy environment, an environment which is more acceptable for them so that they can foster trust, respect each other, and which is open to communication for creating a supportive atmosphere. So these basic three traits or these three requirements are needed very much for building a strong mentor-mentee relationship. Now we'll move to the core competencies of an effective mentor. Sir, if possible, Anand Krishnan sir, you can mute Mr. Rajesh Mohan. So the mentor needs to have certain qualities. The first one, as I told you, he needs to be an active listener. He needs to listen to the mentee. Then only he will be able to list whatever is needed for the development of the mentee and whatever he needs to deliver towards mentee. So demonstrating a genuine interest and understanding. These techniques will be paraphrasing what the mentee has told him, summarizing what he has told, and asking him clarifying questions regarding his queries. So all these things will result in completely understanding the prodigy or the mentee, so that the mentor will be able to guide them properly towards their career. Next one, empathy and support. The mentor needs to understand from the point of view of a mentee, being in the other's shoe. They say example of empathy. So he needs to think from the point of view of the mentee or the prodigy. So their condition or their situation they are at present going through. So he needs to create a safe space for the vulnerability, that is avoiding judgment, and he needs to offer encouragement. The mentee might not be in the right stage. He needs to understand his position, and properly the mentor has to support him for his development. Next, the third one, goal setting and guidance. So the important aspect, the ultimate aim of the mentorship is to set a goal and set a path for the mentee. So he has to assist the mentee in defining the goals and developing actionable plans. So he needs to assess the mentee, he needs to assess the capabilities of the mentee or the prodigy, and he needs to identify the areas in which he could succeed and assist him in the preparation of the goals of the particular mentee. So for which we can make use of the SMART goal framework, which we call it as specific, I think there was a glitch in connectivity. Are you able to See the presentation? Yes? Thank you. So we'll continue with the presentation. So effective mentoring begins with well-defined goals. By applying the SMART framework, we can make the mentees go through their experiences and finally achieve their goals. By using SMART goals, mentors can provide structured support and track progress effectively, fostering a sense of accomplishment in their mentees. This approach ensures that mentoring efforts are targeted and they are fruitful in achieving the goals. Next, we'll see something regarding the qualities, roles, qualities, and responsibilities of a mentor. So the essential qualities of a mentor is he needs to have empathy, he needs to actively listen, he needs to have patience, he needs to have or he needs to encourage people and an unwavering commitment towards the mentee, which are vital for the success of mentoring. So he needs to completely give whatever he is having in his uh, department. He has to completely support the mentees so that they will succeed in their career, which is the ultimate aim of every mentor. And he has certain responsibilities also. He has to provide guidance and support, share his knowledge and experience, and help students set goals. As discussed earlier, it is the responsibility of the mentor to identify the capabilities and the skill range of their mentees, and he has to assist them in identifying their goals or setting their goals. And an important aspect is that he needs to have an ethical conduct, which is confidentiality and respecting the boundaries and avoiding conflict of interest, which are paramount for ethical mentoring and effective mentoring also. And one more thing a mentor needs to have is he needs to manage time. Time management is key for every mentor. Effective time management is critical for mentors to balance responsibilities, prioritize mentorship duties, and avoid burnouts. So, as a mentor, you need to have the complete control over your activities. You should not get dejected or you should not get burned out. So, you need to keep a composure. You need to travel with your mentees and never lose the track. So first you need to have balancing the responsibility. Allocate the timing effectively between mentorship and other professional commitments. The next one is prioritizing duties. So you need to identify urgent and important tasks and focus on activities that have most significant impact on the student development, which is the development of the mentees. So first you need to list out the items in the order of urgency. What needs to be done first and the others. Next one, you need to have effective scheduling. You can use digital calendars and scheduling tools to organize mentoring sessions and track progress. We'll be seeing a few digitized, I'll be giving you an examples of a few tools which you can use for mentoring the upcoming slides. By mastering the time management, mentors can provide quality support to students while maintaining a healthy work-life balance. So they should not lose out on their health and their mental stability. So they need to be very composed and they need to provide support to the mentees. Next, leveraging technology in mentorship. So as in the previous slide, they need to go digitally in managing their schedules. They can use online platforms for easy communication and resource sharing between mentors and mentees, and digital tools to incorporate interactive tools and apps to make mentoring sessions more engaging and effective. So a few tools are there. Trello is a tool you can use for mentoring, and Mentority, which is from the Zoom app place, you can use it for mentoring purpose. Various tools are there which we can make use for scheduling and carrying out our mentoring tasks. And you have virtual best practices. Establish clear communication guidelines and maintain regular virtual check-ins to ensure meaningful interactions. So this communication developed world, we need not be very close. We can even be far away. We can have constant monitoring by using various tools, and we can communicate regularly by using these tools. By effectively using technology, mentors can expand their reach, improve communication, and provide more personalized support to the students. As I told you, if you use the digital tools available, you can make use of those tools to tailor make the requirements for every students or every mentee you try to develop. So it can be tailor made or customized for each and every mentee or the student. And as of today, the buzzword is ethics, ethics everywhere. We as a teacher, we need to have certain ethical practices. We as researchers, we need to have certain ethical practices. We as responsible citizens, we need to have certain ethical practices. So even for mentors, they are having certain ethical considerations, which are paramount in mentorship and which includes 100% confidentiality, which should maintain student confidentiality in all the mentoring interactions. So first thing you need to have is confidentialities. Second thing is to setting clear boundaries. You need to set clear boundaries with the professional boundaries with their students. So there is a saying that you need to have a distancing between your mentor and mentee. It should be physical and also mental. So you should not get carried away. You should not have a difference of opinion in the boundaries you have. So you should have, or you should first lay down the professional boundaries with your student.
ଭାଇ ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି ସେ ତାକୁ ପଚାରିଛି ଅଙ୍ଗନବାଡି କହିଲା ଏଠି ଲିଷ୍ଟ ଆସିନି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆସିଛି ଲିଷ୍ଟ ସେଟା ପଞ୍ଚାୟତ ଅଫିସ ଫୋନ କରିଦେଇଛି କହିଲା ଯଦି ଆସେ ମୋ ନା ଏସ୍ ମାରିଦବ ମୁଁ ଫାଷ୍ଟ କିସ୍ ପାଇଛି ଫୋନ କରି ଏଇ ଫୋନ କରିଥିଲା
Sir, if possible, you can mute him. Okay.
ପଞ୍ଚାୟତ ଅଫିସ ଯାଇଛି ତମ ଯାଇ ତ ବୁଝିଦଟା ତମ ବୁଝିଦଟା କିଛି
Sir, another question, sir. You can just mute him if possible. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So the third ethical consideration is avoiding bias. So you should not be partial towards your mentees or the prodigies. You should not have bias in guidance, and you should ensure fairness. So this is one important aspect that will create a difference among the mentees. So this should not be exhibited by the mentor. Next one, he should prioritize the well-being. He should be prioritizing first his well-being and also the mentees' well-being. So he should prioritize the well-being of the students by constantly guiding them in their right acts. So by adhering to these ethical guidelines, mentors can build trust, maintain professionalism, and ensure that their guidance is in best interest of their mentees. So whatever they do should be in the best interest of their mentees. So as we know, there are always resistance, always problems we will face. So how to handle the challenges in mentoring situations. The first thing we would face is resistance. So we would have learned when we had studied human resources. So people resist change. Similarly, the mentees also, they might have some resistance. So as a mentor, the mentor has to identify the source of resistance. What is making the mentee resist? So he has to identify and prepare a proper solution and address the students' concerns so that resistance is not there in their relationship. Next, struggles. They have to support the mentees throughout their professional career. So they have to provide some resources which are academic and they need to give suggestion for their personal issues. As I told you, it needs to be customized or tailor made on each and every individual mentee basis. Some mentee might be needing a particular suggestion or particular help. For example, a particular mentee might not be that much fluent in communication, so he might need some special attention on communication. But some other mentee, he may not have communication lag or communication problems, but he might be having some behavioral problems. This needs to be addressed. So he needs to provide the right moment, right type of suggestion at the right moment, and avoid struggles of their mentees. And finally, he needs to avoid his own burnout, set boundaries, and take breaks to protect your well-being. So the mentor also needs to have some break. He needs to have some refreshment, or he needs to have some rejuvenation. So at times he need to have some breaks, and he can come back and continue his duty. By proactively addressing these challenges with empathy and resourcefulness, mentors can create a positive impact and continue to support student success. So how to create a positive learning environment or a positive mindset? A positive learning environment is crucial for student success. It involves fostering a great mindset, building confidence, and offering emotional support. So you should always encourage students to have a growth mindset. So they need to be asked that they need to be a better person than that of yesterday. Today they need to be a better person of yesterday. Tomorrow they need to be a better person of today's level. So you need to encourage students to view challenges as opportunities for growth, promoting resilience. For example, if they fail or if they feel very tough in coping up with the situations, you should give them a positive solution that this will make them more knowledgeable, more experienced, and they could face the problems in the real time situations. Next, confidence building. This helps the students to recognize their strengths and celebrate achievements, enhancing self esteem. Now, the buzzword is we call them as SWOT, strength, which weaknesses, opportunities, and you have challenges. So all these things need to be told to the or need to be shared with the mentees. We need to share their strengths. We need to tell what are all their strengths, what are all the weaknesses, what are the methods we can overcome their weaknesses, what are all the opportunities they have with their strength, where they can perform well, and finally the challenges they need to face in the real time environment and how to face those challenges. And they need to have emotional support also. Provide a safe space for students to express their concern. As earlier I told them, I told the session, the mentor needs to have a character of active listening. So whenever a student or the mentee is concerned with some problem or he is expressing some concerns, they need to first actively listen and identify their need for solving those concerns and offering them through empathy and guidance. By nurturing these aspects, mentors can create a supportive atmosphere where students feel empowered to take risks, learn from failures, and thrive academically and personally. The ultimate aim of mentoring is not only succeeding in their academics but also in their real life. So, a mentor, if he is successful, this success will be evident from the success of the students not only in their academics but they perform well in their personal life also. So, you need to create a positive mindset and make them forge ahead with the positive mindset. The next thing you need to do as a mentor is empowering the students for self-advocacy. So at times or not every time the mentor will be available for giving solutions or suggestions. So the students need to learn, and in future they can also become a mentor. For developing these qualities, you should, as a mentor, empower the students or the mentees to have self-advocacy. Empowering students to advocate for themselves is a vital mentoring role. This involves teaching problem-solving skills, encouraging independence, and building resilience. So you need to equip the students with strategies to analyze and address challenges independently. So apart from the regular problems they face, what we need to do is we need to make the students, or we need to give them certain case studies or real life examples, and we need to bring out certain suggestions from their own side. They need to think on their own and bring out a suggestion for which the mentor can give a positive reply or a constructive suggestion towards their results. Next, they need to be independent, foster the ability to make informed decisions and take ownership of their education. So they need to be independent in making their decisions. So this is what needed by every mentee while they are not only in their academics, in their real life also. And they need to build the character of resilience. They need to come again and again. They need to be a phoenix bird. This helps the students to develop the capacity to bounce back from setbacks and persist in their goals. As I told, they need to be a phoenix bird which rises from the ashes. So likewise, they need to be bouncing back from their setbacks. They should not get dejected from their failures. They should take failures as lessons so that they will be able to uh, advance in their career and make new or achieve new areas. When students develop the ability to advocate themselves, they are better prepared to navigate academic and personal challenges, setting them up for long-term success. So as I told earlier, it should not stop with their just education. So it needs to be covered through their entire lifetime. So it needs to be a long-term process. The impact of your mentoring needs to be or having an influence for a longer period of time in the life of the mentees. Mentoring and career development. So the almost the ultimate stage or the ultimate goal is to make the mentee select their right career for them. So for which the mentor plays a critical role in guiding students in career pathways, networking, professional growth through internship and job placement support. So a mentor needs to assist the students in exploring career options and selecting a best career for them so that they will succeed in their life. Next one, we should help the students to build a professional network. So today, the ultimate need for every business or every individual is to have a comprehensive network of people. So there are various network platforms are there. Apart from which we need to have a personal network also. This can be done through various sources in our life. So as a mentee or as a mentor, they need to make sure that their mentees have a good network so that they will have more contacts in their life for making them succeed. Next one, job placement, providing them support in the internship and job applications. So we need to help them right from preparing their resume, attending interviews, and we need to discuss them with the questions, critical questions that they might be asking in interview and giving a proper and a fitting reply for those interview questions. So by providing guidance in this area, mentors can help students make informed decisions, build essential skills, and launch successful careers. Finally, we move to the conclusion. So mentoring is simply investing in future of the mentees or the prodigies. So whatever we do, whatever we spend, whatever we Engage is investing in future of the what's. Mentoring is a transformative tool for educators, enhancing student development and shaping future leaders. By embracing mentoring, educators play a pivotal role in guiding students towards success. Empower your students and enrich your institutions by making mentoring a core practice. While every mentoring partnership, we foster growth, build resilience, and secure a brighter tomorrow for our students and for our institution. So mentoring does not only benefit the mentee, it also benefits the mentor. He also learns and the institution also gets experience and gets a better, it gets a better exhibition or a better goodwill among the society or in the society. Okay, thank you very much for your time sparing with me. Do you have any questions you can ask?
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So, any query about that? Shall we wind up the session? I'll be post the feedback link in our WhatsApp group. Thank you so much for all your participation.
Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sir, shall I leave the meet, sir?